this is like a really holy spot, and it keeps coming up over and over again, right?
Right.
What did we see with it last week, or a couple weeks ago?
Binding of Yitzhak.
The binding of Yitzhak is there, right? Now he's sleeping on that same spot where his grandfather went to give his father as a carbon, right? And he didn't realize it was such a holy spot. That's what he's saying. He said, this is the home of God. This is God's holy spot. I didn't know that. That's what he said.
So this is like the belly button of the world. Center of the world.
I would say this is the circumcision spot of the world.
Circumcision spot.
This is the holiest part of a person's body. Listen, let me tell you something. He had this dream, right? With the ladder and the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of dreams that are in the Torah. You know about this, right?
Yeah.
Because Yosef had Yosef interpreted dreams, right? And Yaakov has a dream, and there's all these dreams that are going to take place.
Right.
Potiphar's husband or whatever has a dream or whatever, and
I'm good. Bob's your uncle.
I was talking about this to somebody today.
Yeah.
In my whole life, and I'm 50 years old, I've never once had a dream. In which I had kids in the dream.
Oh, really?
Never did I ever have a kid in a dream.
Never called you daddy in a dream?
Never. And never have I ever gotten a woman pregnant in a dream.
What about in real life?
No.
Okay.
But I mean, there's never, you can ask that question too. There's never been a moment in my life where I've said, ooh, I really want to get this person pregnant. Or, wow, if I had a kid, that would be really neat. Or, imagine if I had a kid.
Well, my sperm is so powerful.
No, it's just that I don't have a drive to have a child.
I've got the most powerful.
I don't have any. There's not a single. Moment.
Up.
There's never been a single moment in my entire life I've wanted kids. That just doesn't exist by me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've never fantasized or thought what if, because it's just it's like, have you ever fantasized about seeing Star Wars? I have no interest in that. I hate science fiction.
No, I hate
to
science
me,
fiction.
yeah, it's like I have no interest in kids. It's like science fiction to me. It's got nothing to do with me, right?
Yeah.
Now.
But you'd be such a great father.
But it's I never was an issue. But some chick told me that she has dreams all the time about getting pregnant and having kids and all. I'm like, how do you...
I'm sure I've had a lot of dreams that she would never have had.
I'm just saying that I can't even relate to these dreams. Have you ever had a dream about having kids, getting a woman pregnant?
Not so much.
If I had a dream and there was a kid and it was my kid in the middle of the dream, that would scare the shit out of me. That would be like a horrible nightmare.
I guess I kind of had dreams that if she did get pregnant that she'd very quietly get an abortion and no one would find out about it.
Your dreams are way too real. I don't have those kind of dreams. It's in my dreams she's pull out. we don't even have that. We don't even get that far. All right.
So Jacob says to Laban, Yaakov says,
Yaakov,
give me Rachel so that I can consort with her, so that I can go into her. And this would have been vulgar in a lesser person according to the Art Scroll Stone Chumash. But Jacob's only intent was that he was already 84 years old. He had to begin his mission of bringing the 12 tribes into the world. So his concern was to serve God, not physical pleasure.
Where's my water? Oh, okay.
Did you buy that?
Of course.
Like Yaakov's,
he's exotic.
It's I only want to serve Hashem. I'm not worried about pleasuring myself when I go into Rachel and make these babies. For me, it's just all about Hashem and His mitzvahs.
Right, of course, because he's got Ruach HaKodesh. He's tzaddik. He sees into the future.
He's not looking forward to the pleasure.
He sees the Jewish people, the entire Jewish nation, fulfilling this prophecy that God promised to his grandfather. The Jews would get the Torah, and he's got to produce them. He's a tzaddik. He's living along different lines. He separates himself completely from the physical pleasure. He has nothing to do with it.
What about when he's experiencing it?
He doesn't think about it. He's thinking about Moses coming from him.
But does he feel it?
He's thinking about the Mashiach coming from him. He's thinking about Levi Ford is
How would he be
soul.
able to get it up while he's thinking about these things? I mean, I don't know about you, but I couldn't keep it up. If I
That's
was,
why you're not him.
thinking about
this is
Hashem.
exotic. You're
It's
not
like,
exotic. You're a man
the
whose
Mashiach's
life
going to
has
come
been,
from my loins.
You're a man whose life
This is
was
a mitzvah.
built by looking at porn. Okay, you're on a different level than him.
I was exposing it.
Okay, you two are not their.
So it's kind of like Queen Victoria's advice to her daughter: close your eyes and think of England. So that Yaakov was like, oh, I'm going to close my eyes and think of Hashem's mitzvahs.
He didn't have to tell himself that. That's all he was thinking about. He's a guy who's driven by Torah. You're just not. You can't relate because you're a low man.
I'm on a low madrega.
You're on a low madrega.
How about you? If you were like doing the deed, would you be
How
thinking?
come you can say madrega with no problem? That's an obscure word, but you can't say Yaakov, who's one of our forefathers.
God made me this way.
Okay.
So when you were doing the marital deed with your wife, would you be going, "Oh, this is a mitzvah from Hashem. I'm so happy to do this mitzvah, just like I'm happy to do the mitzvah of putting on tefillin every morning and abstaining from eating forbidden foods," or would it be a little more pleasurable for you than that?
A, I don't have a wife.
But if you were.
B, I don't think I'll ever. I know I'll never have a wife. So this question is completely hypothetical.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a retarded question because I'm never going to be married. But let me tell you something. There's a difference between me and Yaakov. Besides the fact that he's a tzaddik and I'm not. It says Merosh Ha'av L'Rosh Haben, from the head of the father to the head of the son. Whatever's in the father's head at the time goes into the head of the son.
Yeah, do you buy that?
Absolutely, Torah says it, right?
So whatever you think about when
Whatever
you're
you think
having
about-
sex, that's going to affect your children?
Yeah, if you're thinking about
like
Torah.
if you're thinking about Torah while you're banging
Yeah,
your
let's say
wife.
like you're memorizing and you're saying Pesukim. Let's say like you're saying Shema Yisrael, or you're saying, Torah Tziva Lanu Moshe, right? And you're saying these things. You're saying some Gemara. You're
Tehillim.
You're saying some Tehillim in your
While you're
mind. You're saying,
putting it to your wife.
and while you do, and then at that moment, so the kid is already built with
Conceived in holiness.
He's going to come out and he's like got a head full of Pesukim and a head full of Gemara. He's got a head full of this. Levi's going to go to bed, and he's going to be banging his wife from like 6 different
And I'll be
positions.
thinking of like the secretary at work. Or I'll just have this. I've got like a whole bunch of images stored up in my head to like sustain me through the long, monotonous years of marriage. So like, a year or so into the marriage, and like I'm not as excited about my wife as I was. I'll be able to remember those girls that I used to interview in a certain genre of the movie industry.
Right. So like his kids are going to come out. It's going to be like some boy's going to be born, and he's going to like his first. He's going to do is like run to check out like the lingerie advertisement section of like the newspaper.
I'll be able to hook him up. Like I show him how to get the best.
He's going to be like, "Where's Jenna?" and then his girls are going to be like riding the pole.
Does the thought of a woman wearing tefillin scare you?
The thought of a woman wearing tefillin.
Yeah, does it scare you?
Doesn't exactly turn
Let's
me
say you
on.
got up in the morning, you start putting on your tefillin, and you look behind you, and there's the woman you spent the night with, and she's putting on her own tefillin.
Kind of turns me off, to be honest. It'd be like the same feeling like you fear a chick, right? And you just did it with some guy, and he gets up in the morning, he's wearing your panties. It's like,
oh, that's disturbing.
yeah, it's a little.
I got a question. How come I can love the Dallas Cowboys for 33 years, but I have a hard time sustaining like solo affection for a woman for a few months?
What about one of the Dallas cheerleaders?
But I just like there's only ever been one football team that I really care about.
Well, I have 2. That's not my fault.
But yet
I have 2.
But yet I can I can be in love with a woman, but I'm like still checking out other women and thinking about them. Like, why can't I maintain that same kavana that I have with the Cowboys?